Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Freight, the weekly freight and transportation management series where we talk about best practices, tips, trends, and ways to more effectively manage freight spend and transportation processes. As always, Talking Freight is brought to you by Ceresys, a third-party logistics company focusing on transportation management technology and services. In today's Talking Freight episode, we move on down the road. See what I did there? Huh? With our series on all things full truckload. Why are we focusing on full truckload? Isn't full truckload procurement and management easy? Well, not if you're a shipper. Things happen. There's a capacity crunch, and well, that makes understanding the best practices around full truckload shipping that much more important. That's why today, we'll talk about mitigating risk in full truckload shipping by looking at cargo, or also called freight insurance. All right, so let's talk some freight insurance. Believe it or not, product in the care of a driver does not necessarily place all liability for freight in the hands of the carrier. There are exemptions to liability within the Carmack Amendment. And even when everything is correct on paper and goes smoothly at the place of origin, Mother Nature may have other plans. Shippers need a way to mitigate risk of full truckload shipping, regardless of what promises a driver makes in casual conversation. So first, let's address the problem. Full truckload carries less risk, so shippers forego cargo insurance. Risk exists in all transportation modes, and failure to consider risk in full truckload shipping is a poor strategy that will result in losses. Some shippers operate under this assumption, but assumption will not pay for damages. Transportation liability grew more complex with economic growth and an increasing number of contracted drivers and carriers. Under federal transportation law and the Carmack Amendment, carriers traditionally held liability for freight until delivery, with 4 specific exclusions, but all individual contracts may make liability unclear. Meanwhile, the amendment and the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's Compliance, Safety, and Accountability Program enforcement leaves shippers and carriers dazed. As a result, shippers may assume carriers retain liability. False assumptions about outside entities also leave carriers under a false sense of protection from damage and liability. Outside entities are just that, outside, and they are focused on their own interests, as well as the interests of their clients. As a result, carrier contracts may carry high deductibles, limitations, or exclusions, even when carrier liability is stipulated in a contract. Therefore, shippers should review existing policy or contract liability and opt for additional cargo insurance to reduce risk, depending on freight fragility. Now, let's talk about the solution. Cargo insurance reduces full truckload risk, covering declared full value. Upon review of existing policies and strategies to mitigate risk of full truckload shipping, shippers should look at all available options. This includes purchasing freight or cargo insurance. I couldn't help that one. I was trying, but
Need a drink?
no, I'm good. I just need to cough it out. Cargo insurance literally insures freight against damage or loss, provided such losses are within policy limits. While carriers may offer a certain amount of given coverage for full truckload shipments, the independent nature of full truckload opens the floodgates to risk. An overlooked detail could result in losses exceeding $100,000. Remember, full truckload requires a full van or trailer, and damage to small items adds up quickly when expanded to 42,000 pounds of merchandise. Thus, shippers should consider purchasing additional cargo insurance when using full truckload. For example, Ceresys cargo insurance insures freight from warehouse to warehouse, covering transitions between carriers if applicable. Although most full truckload freight has a single pickup and drop point, on occasion freight may change carriers. Cargo insurance serves to reduce risk associated with such transitions and covers carrier limitations too. So with insurance purchase now understood, let's address the reward and how to optimize the use of cargo insurance. Cargo insurance may seem like an unneeded feature, but imagine how a sudden storm in the Midwest could pop up without warning. Tornado Alley is littered with memories of entire truckloads tossed aside like matchbox cars. Even when purchasing cargo insurance, shippers should follow a few tips to help mitigate risk in transit. Tip 1. Use an automated system to review cargo insurance offers for all shipments. Automated systems can generate immediate pricing for cargo insurance and ensure all relevant information is passed along to the driver. Having information available is crucial to preventing delays if an unforeseen event occurs. Tip 2. Integrate cargo insurance in your freight management technology. Integrating cargo insurance within freight management technology is key to making automation successful. An automated system is great, but it lacks value if not connected to the system scheduling freight for pickup. For reference, the Ceresys Rater integrates cargo insurance information and processing within the system. Tip 3. Retain cargo insurance documentation to streamline claims processes when needed. Sometimes, freight itself carries risk. Lithium-ion batteries have some pre-charge, and the last year bore witness to dozens, if not hundreds, of instances of poor design in electronics. An instance of overheating could result in a fire within a van, and this risk could be present when using freight consolidation with other shippers. As a result, any system used to buy cargo insurance should enable shippers to retain and access copies of documentation and claims information. So, in a nutshell, cargo insurance must never be an afterthought. Full truckload freight can represent millions of dollars of product, and the risk, even when it is an unforeseen risk, will always be present. Shippers can mitigate risk of full truckload shipping by purchasing cargo insurance for any and all shipments. The curveball, it's a coming. If your organization has never lost product nor purchased cargo insurance, that could be pretty amazing luck. But then again, it could be your turn next. Now that's it for this week's show. Got any questions about full truckload insurance or insurance in general when it comes to freight? Leave it in the comments section below and we'll have our experts provide an answer. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit that little bell icon just like we tell you every week. Make sure you don't miss a single episode when we publish every Friday. And as always, don't forget to like us here on social media. We're constantly sharing information from our experts and experts in the industry. And lastly, do you want to get our videos, blogs, and educational material right to your email because you hate going to websites and you love email? Well, as you see with this box coming up from the bottom of this video, go to our website at ceresys.com, put in your email address, and we'll make sure you don't miss a single piece of content from Ceresys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.